Hello everyone, this is Will.
And this is Alex.
And welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Man, this movie went places.
It took us places.
It really did.
It just takes you. You just have to lie down and let it take you where it will.
Now, I still don't know exactly what happened in most of this movie.
Sure.
I mean, I get the main overarching story.
I get it. Because it's quite possibly one of the most childish things
it is
I have ever seen in my life.
It's like baby's first, street fighting movie.
For, the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Then it's baby's first revenge movie. And then it's baby's first something?
I don't even know if I'd call the end part, baby's first. It's I don't know how, I was like...
Aliens first?
I was like, how could they make this more incompetent? And they're like, hold my beer.
Hold my beer, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said.
This is Hold My Beer, the movie.
How could you make a bad street fighting movie? They're awesome. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, bro. It's gonna change halfway through.
Yeah.
Which...
It'll turn into a revenge movie. But how can you make a bad revenge movie? Those are awesome. Hold my beer. Okay, alright. Okay, so you have the street fighting and you have the revenge movie. But how can you make a bad,
crossover?
Crossover crime movie. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. The last 5 minutes will show you.
Oh my god.
The masterpiece.
Oh my god.
The last 5 minutes is when the masterpiece awakens.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, I guess that's when the third eye is fully open. That's when we transcend space and time.
That's when Earth Mother opens up.
I can see into the future now.
Jesus.
After I've seen...
That's when Nostradamus wept.
After what?
This movie's like a Bible scroll.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been discovered.
So what you're saying is a masterpiece now?
I think it might be.
Just maybe.
So the movie tonight was Black Fist.
No shit. Black Fist.
Yes. Which is fitting.
Or what's the alternate title?
Bogard.
Why?
Okay. Okay.
Why?
So before we watched this, I had assumed that the main character's name was Bogard.
That is not true.
No. His name is Leroy Fisk. How do I know it's Leroy Fisk? Because people keep saying his full name in conversation.
They'll either say, Leroy or Fisk or Leroy Fisk.
They will say, are you going to get me my money, Leroy Fisk? Where have you been, Leroy Fisk? Things like that.
And then his friends will be like, where's Fisk? Where's Fisk? And then, the villains will be like, where's Leroy? Leroy!
Does Bogard mean something?
I don't...
That I'm not aware of? Is Bogard, Latin for street fighter or something?
Bogard, no.
Yeah, with a D, not Bogart.
Yeah, it's Bogard. Yeah. Urban Dictionary says it's to move, behave, or act with bold selfishness, especially in the way that demonstrates disregard to the rights of others nearby.
What?
But that's Urban Dictionary, so I don't know if that's correct.
I don't know. But Black Fist is the real title.
Okay,
but that's Bogart.
Yeah, that's Bogart. So I don't know.
So
Bogard.
They're full of shit.
Yeah, Bogard doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing. It's something they made up.
Bogard. There's literally no one in the film whose name is even remotely close to Bogard.
No one. Can you imagine a street fighting movie and your main character's name is fucking Bogard? What? No.
I mean, to be fair, he dresses up like Humphrey Bogart halfway through the movie.
He dresses up like homeless Humphrey Bogart.
Maybe that's why they called it Bogard.
But why is there a D?
It's a low-rent Bogart.
They couldn't get the rights to the Bogart name?
Yeah, exactly. So they called him Bogard.
What a joke. God. So Black Fist starts like right after the credits. He just walks into a barbershop, right?
Oh, let's see. Let me pull up my notes. Sorry, I wasn't ready. I was
looking at the dictionary,
trying to see what Bogard means.
You try to figure out unravel the mystery of Black Fist.
Yeah, so he's talking to a white guy.
Yes. So this is our second blaxploitation movie.
Yes. Oh, and they try and make it abundantly clear that it's a blaxploitation movie.
Yes. There is funk music nonstop.
They say the N-word like every single chance they get.
They say jive turkey. They say honky.
They did all the tropes you can think of in a blaxploitation movie. This one has them, but not in the right way.
But not good.
Not good. Not coherent. Just fucking Bogard.
Just Babby.
Bogard. I'm gonna call it Bogard now.
Okay, this
movie is a Bogard.
Bogard is a verb.
Yes, it means... a verb. For this review, Bogard is a verb. That means fucking awful, terrible,
fucking Bogard,
unbearable, just cinema.
Beautiful.
All right. So yeah, he's talking to a guy in a barber shop, and he's like talking to this guy about like. Doing street fights, apparently.
But, like, one of his assistants just starts being like, "Are you a loser? You look like a loser." They just taunting him.
Yeah.
Avon. So
his name is Avon.
So the white guy is like a crime boss, and he has this one black assistant named Avon, who is always like... If you've seen, The Boondocks? Or Django Unchained.
He's like an Uncle Ruckus or whoever the
Samuel L. Jackson's character
was in
Django. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he calls this guy an N-word, like left and right. Says he's stupid. All this.
Like your kind.
He acts like a white guy in a blaxploitation movie.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Great.
And immediately they have a fight. A street fight.
Yeah, so they're talking about a street fight, and they want to prove that Leroy can fight before they put him in actual street fights.
So they have a setup fight on a roof.
They fight on a rooftop, and I swear they got the fucking guy that is in the circus, the strong man from the circus. Yes. He even has the stereotypical mustache.
Yes, the twirly mustache.
Yes, the twirly thin mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised he wasn't holding one dumbbell up in the air with his
that's how they introduce him.
Yeah,
with
a Russian accent or something.
Yeah, that's the guy he's fighting.
Some sort of Siberian accent. I was upset that he didn't have one.
Yeah, no, he just talks like a normal person.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep. So they fight on the rooftop, and the guy totally kicks Leroy's ass.
Yeah.
Leroy fights a little bit, but then apparently the big boss is impressed because Leroy could hold his own.
So, and get used to this because this movie the scene transitions are just instant.
Yeah, they just no context whatsoever. Just
boom,
instantly to the next scene.
And it's instant to the next scene, and they're instantly in conversation. So it's it's Leroy laying on the ground, and then just cut, and now he's on a couch with a woman and the crime boss.
Which his name is Logan.
Logan.
That's the only name we get for him the entire movie.
Most people in this
movie.
Now
I want you to remember Logan because he's in literally 2/3 of this movie and then just disappears.
Oh, but we'll find out why he disappears.
We'll find out, yes. But it's hilarious. So they're talking about betting on fights, and Logan says he bets on the winners. So Leroy can make more money if he wins.
Yeah. And that he's impressed, and he's gonna he gives him a new shirt or whatever.
Gives him a new shirt. The girl gives him a new shirt, and immediately cuts to Leroy calling his girl on the phone. No, he's driving. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
Cuts to Leroy driving.
But we hear him calling her.
Yeah.
And then we see her answering the phone call, and they just start yelling at each other.
Sorry. Oh, thought I had to... Wait. No, I thought I had to sing. Sorry. I might have to later, but so yeah.
Are you allergic to Bogard?
I'm allergic to Bogards like this. Yes. So he's calling his girlfriend, and like the girlfriend answers, and like Leroy tries to explain to her that he got a new job and he's making the money, but she's not having any of it.
They just spend 2 minutes yelling over each other.
And it's all a voiceover while we see Leroy driving.
And he's like, I got a job, baby. I don't care. I don't believe it. I got a job, baby. I don't know. No, I don't believe it.
I'm done with your lies, Leroy. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like echoey, too. Yeah. So it's like, I don't believe your lies, Leroy.
So Leroy goes to his side chick.
Yep.
And which it took me a little while to figure out which woman was which.
She becomes the main piece of the movie, though.
Later on, yeah. But he goes to her because she will like show him a good time and not bitch him out for getting a street fighting job, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he immediately starts like showing off that like, look, I got all this money. There's gonna be more.
We're gonna get out of this like dump and everything. And then immediately cuts to a bookie in a laundromat.
Oh yeah.
And he's being hustled. Yeah, he's being hustled by a guy who's trying to get a payment.
And it is a cop. We don't find out his name in this scene, but we do later. So...
And it makes me thirsty.
Yes. It's very timely.
Yes, very timely, and I'm sure everyone knows the name.
And then after this, after he hustles him for money, we get...
a training montage.
Oh, Rocky's got nothing on this. Boy.
No, you mean a terribly cinematographed, like, awful video quality, terrible audio.
Well, do you remember the part where he grabbed his nuts?
Yeah.
That's great.
And he was wearing a cup, so it was funny.
Ha ha.
Yeah.
Funny shit.
Doing pull-ups and push-ups, and it's just a typical training montage. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's not important.
It's not important because he kicks everyone's ass anyway.
So then he starts street fighting, and
he fights like again, it looks like an Asian guy from the circus.
His name is Paxson. Like, now, the brand Paxson?
Yes. Did was this before the brand existed or after?
I'm not sure. I don't know when
swear
Paxson
to God.
started, but if they...
Well, yeah, they're like, Paxson.
If the guy who started, like, if, like, the person who started Paxson was like, that's a nice name. I like that.
That's some fucking Bogard.
There you go. That's a Bogard right there.
But he kicks his ass.
Yeah.
He kicks Paxson's ass.
By slamming him into the back of a truck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just slams him into the back of a truck and that's it. Done.
Yep. So then we see Fleischman. Fleischman's like a...
So, it's the laundromat guy from earlier.
Yeah.
And he's on a payphone.
Yep, and he's yelling at somebody. He can't pay his loans
because... like, I need a week, maybe 2. Just give me 2 weeks, and then he gets angry.
Because he bet on the wrong guy.
Yeah. He bet on Paxson.
Yep.
He should have bet on fucking Bogard.
And then we finally get a glimpse at the head honcho, Mr. Ingo.
Okay.
I mean, they say Mr. Ringo a lot. No. They say Mr. Lingo.
It's Mr. Ingo.
But it's Mr. Ingo.
Mr.
But they
Ingo.
say Mr. Ringo. I know they have. They did at the beginning.
It's a trick.
And then they say Mr. Lingo at one point. And then it's Mr. Ingo.
Like, it's mind games, Will.
Apparently. Or all the actors just forgot what his actual name was because Mr. Ingo is terrible.
The credits say Mr. Ingo, so apparently it's Mr. Ingo.
There we go. I'm sure all the actors forgot his name.
Probably.
But
or they did one take.
We get him on the phone and he's like, hit Fleischman.
Oh, God, yeah. It's just this guy lounging on a couch. And then he just says, hit Fleischman.
He's like, not just lounging.
Yeah.
He's like almost laying fully down on the couch. Like you just see the top of his head and like a knee poking up.
Yeah. Hit Fleischman.
And then they hit Fleischman.
Gets in an elevator with some dude with sunglasses on in daytime, which is like...
Wow.
I wonder.
Hitman.
And then the elevator opens.
And Fleischman's dead.
So Fleischman's been hit.
So then Leroy's playing pool by himself at a bar, and the detective comes. And
now, isn't this where they give No, so first they give Leroy the money.
Oh, right, okay.
So they give him the money, and then they're like, what are you going to do with that money? And it immediately cuts to montage. Romantic montage.
Yep.
Of Leroy with the first woman.
Yeah.
And her kid.
Yes.
Okay. They never mention the kid ever again after this.
The kid never shows up ever again.
Yeah. He shows up later at a crucial scene. But again, it's like he's just there.
Yep.
But they're talking, and, he's talking about all this money he's going to have and how he wants to, like...
And they have a sex scene and everything.
Yeah. But basically he's like, I want to give, like, our kid a fucking... like a better life than I had or whatever.
Yeah, so now he's in a bar
in
playing
a pool
pool.
And the cop shows up.
And then he introduces himself and says, I'm Heineken.
The cop's name is Heineken.
Just Heineken.
Just Heineken.
You never know his first name.
He doesn't have one.
Maybe it's Drink.
Well, it's like Bono. Or Sting.
Maybe it's Drink. His first name is Drink.
Really? Or Heineken is the first name and beer is the last name.
Yeah, maybe.
Got it.
Or Of Holland is his last name.
Nah, Will. It's like Sting or Bono or Madonna. He doesn't need a full name.
He just needs Heineken.
Heineken.
It's classic.
It's classic. It's iconic.
Exactly.
Heineken.
Top that.
Sergeant Heineken.
Sergeant Heineken.
Jesus.
Wow.
Who knew he'd be corrupt?
So he's hustling Leroy because he's gonna, like, arrest him if Leroy doesn't start paying up.
Yeah.
Because, street fighting is illegal. Imagine that.
Well, it is, but judging by this movie, they attract quite the crowd.
Yeah, we'll see in literally the next scene that cuts, like, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, so he gets money from him.
And now there's a ticket line.
There is a very long ticket line.
For the street. Literally, it's like a line of people handing a guy money, and he gives them the ticket. Now, I'm no expert in street fighting, but I don't think there's a ticket taker.
Are you saying that they might be a bit more clandestine?
Yeah, it's not a fucking fair attraction.
It is.
Apparently.
It is.
It's like, just pay this money, you get a ticket for your street fight.
Yep.
Doesn't that draw more attention?
Apparently not.
A big-ass line of people, like, buying tickets for a street fight.
No, Will, because Heineken has it covered.
Yes.
And Heineken is there.
So he does the street fight, wins.
Beats the shit out of the guy, and then we get a montage of him buying stuff for his girlfriend. And then...
he meets Heineken again.
Yeah. Who, again, gets more money out of him.
More money, like, in a back alley, and it says, like, oh, well, like, you're going to continue doing this, or else, like, I'm going to get you in trouble, and, like, all this stuff.
And he's like, one day you're going to pay the piper. He's like, you don't understand, I am
the piper.
I am the piper. And then he's talking to the guy that trained him earlier at the gym, who tells him that Heineken and... Oh, okay.
No, so he talks to Logan.
He complains to Logan
about Heineken, and Heineken said, and Logan, and Logan says he's gonna take care of Heineken.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's like a first name basis with all these. Auxiliary characters. So it's like Logan says that he's gonna take care of.
He'll take care of it.
Heineken.
Yeah, and then he's talking to the trainer, and the trainer tells him that Heineken and Logan are in on it. Which I'm still not quite fucking sure how this works.
I don't get it.
Because he's like, yeah, Heineken takes half and the other half goes to Logan. They're all in on it. And I'm just thinking, like, why? Heineken is the one who pays them. He could just take the fucking half, right?
Yep, well, you think. I don't know.
You know why? You know why? Because
convenience?
Baby's first movie.
Yeah, it's convenience.
Because they're like, what does a movie need? Oh, it needs, a
corrupt cop.
A corrupt cop, and there has to be some scheme.
A crime lord.
Who is ripping off our hero.
Who's in with the cops.
And that's what they figured out.
Yep. So, now we get one of the weirdest scenes in the entire movie, where our hero is just sitting on, like, a fountain, like
Oh, at a park.
At a park, and we get a drunk guy, and apparently his name is Fletch.
It's his friend.
His friend Fletch.
Fletch is the one who introduced him to Logan.
Right, and then Fletch is drunk as fuck.
And,
like, stumbling towards Leroy.
Leroy also looks a little drunk.
Yep, and then Leroy gets up and is like, "Hey, Fletch, I ever tell you about my family?" And then he starts laying out dollar bills.
Well, there are 7 of us.
There's 7.
One, two,
3, 4. When they got a divorce, they divvied up us kids between each of the parents.
Yeah.
Now this is me. He holds up a $5 bill and then crumples it up and throws it in the fountain for some reason.
His thing is like I guess his point is that like he doesn't want to like do that.
Throw away his kid
or something. Yeah.
But then Fletch is like, I have to tell you something, and then like Leroy's just having none of it. He's like, you know what my dream is, Fletch? Not to what is it? Not to have to kiss Whitey's ass.
Yeah.
Not to have to kiss Whitey's ass.
Beautiful.
That is a good dream to strive for, though.
Hey, man. That's great.
I don't want to have to kiss Whitey's ass.
I don't either. Fuck Whitey.
I really don't.
I mean, that's a hell of a dream.
It is.
I mean, I know it comes out of fucking nowhere, but hey, they got in their, I guess they wanted a blaxploitation quote.
Yeah, there it is.
Because every blaxploitation movie has that, and they're like, we have to put a thing in. Babby's first movie.
So then Fletch gives Leroy Heineken's journal, which has all like his bookkeeping and how much money he's taking from each person, and conveniently states that he's taking money from Logan and all these like crime bosses, and like it's literally like
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what they call the MacGuffin. Okay?
The MacGuffin. The end all be all evidence, like
this is
ultimate incriminating artifact.
Mm-hmm. This is the MacGuffin.
Yes.
It's like when a movie has that like object that everyone wants to get, and the whole point of the movie is everyone wants to get this thing, and whoever gets this thing wins.
But trust me, this movie derails quick from this MacGuffin,
and it's fucking great. So he gets that journal, and
so then Heineken and Logan talk about how the book was taken by someone, and Heineken's like freaking out, and Logan like, bitches him out for basically having a book that literally incriminates every single person.
That has every fucking corrupt detail imaginable.
I mean, from Logan's standpoint, I'd be pretty pissed off too. This is like a burn book.
This is a dumb movie.
It's true.
So, of course, he literally has a tiny book in his pocket that says in detail every law he breaks.
Pretty much is, I'm a criminal.
Yeah.
Arrest me if found.
Here's the criminal thing I did on Tuesday. Here's the criminal thing I did on Wednesday.
Here's all the money I took from this big crime boss. Here's the fight I let happen on this day. I took this much money from this fighter.
It's so childish. I love it. It's fucking childish beyond belief.
Okay, so then
he says, Leroy wants to walk away. He doesn't want to fight anymore.
Right. But this is before, remember. So Leroy calls Heineken into his house. Mm-hmm. And Heineken goes and goes into his house and like thinks Leroy's going to try and kill him.
Yeah. But instead, he turns on the light and Fletch is dead. Dead.
In a chair. Did we ever figure out who killed Fletch? I'm guessing it was Logan, but I'm not sure.
Will.
Or is it Mr. Ingo?
He even said at the end, you killed Fletch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so Mr. Ingo did it.
Mr. Ingo is the MacGuffin.
Ringo. Lingo.
Ingo!
Jingo. Bingo.
Jingo.
Ringo.
It's Ringo Starr.
Okay, so he talks to...
Heineken still wants his book.
Yep.
But Leroy's not having it. He just says, I'm walking away.
Yep, I need to get out of the game.
Keep in mind, it's like 30 minutes into the movie.
Yes.
Okay? Like, I know we've already ranted for a lot, but this is the 30-minute mark.
Yep.
Okay? So it's a thick movie.
So, yeah, and trust me, it gets thicker.
It does.
So he tries to get out of the game, and he gets a call from Logan, and Logan's like not happy, and Leroy's like, "I'm out of the game. This is my last fight. You're gonna pay me like $25,000 more. Like, this is my last fight. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything else."
Yeah, and he wants a higher. He wants to get paid more for his last fight.
Yes.
And that's it.
So then we get a scene of Mr. Ringo betting on the fight because he wants to put all his money on Leroy.
Yes, but we found out later that it goes wrong. Right. So then we get a scene of Leroy going to a club.
Well, not just yet. Remember, because Logan bets against Leroy.
Yeah.
To get rid of him.
Yeah.
And they have a street fight, and it's like
he goes to the club before the street fight to talk to the guy. He basically tells them that I bet this much money.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
When I win, I want to buy the club.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, okay, but if you lose, like, you better hope you die.
Yeah.
During the fight, etc., etc. So then they get to the street fight, and then you find out that,
Logan's betting against
him,
Leroy,
and it's the same circus guy.
Yeah.
With the mustache, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they
he
fight.
Should have had a dumbbell.
Yeah. So now they have another fight, and he starts like twirling Leroy around like a circus object.
Yeah.
And one of the crowd members punches him, and like a mini fight breaks out, and some woman gets her top ripped off for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, I know why, but.
And then Leroy takes the guy and like slams him through a car window and then wins.
He basically slams him through a car window and breaks his face.
Yeah.
And then he grabs Logan and is like, "Get a taste of your own blood."
And then
shoves his face
onto the bloody guy's face. Oh man. So then it cuts to...
Then he gets his money.
Yeah, and then Logan owes Ringo for betting on the fight because he bet against.
Yeah.
And then,
Ingo.
Logan's in trouble with Mr. Ingo or Ringo or Lingo or whatever the fuck his name is. So he's in trouble, but then it forgets all about that and just cuts right to Leroy getting the club.
Yeah. He gets the club.
And they're in the club, and like his brother-in-law just got out of like somewhere I can't remember.
And we find out that his girlfriend is pregnant.
Yes. And they're all chatting, and like Leroy gets called away, and while the other two are going to go to the car and get everything ready.
Yeah. Because
Leroy will be out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get a very dark, I don't even know, like, I didn't see anyone get in the car.
We just see a dark, like, shot of a car with a door being opened, and then an explosion.
Yep. So presumably Leroy's wife and brother-in-law
are dead.
Died in the car explosion,
and we find out that is what happened.
And Leroy is all upset about it. Well, of course he is.
Shocking.
I know. But now we get the bad guy scene where they all laugh at like killing the good guy.
They are basically laughing at how they just blew him up.
Yep, they're all joking around of how they that was so easy to blow Leroy up and like
because this is a movie made by children.
Yes.
So of course the bad guys are just
have this obligatory scene.
Cackling.
Yes.
And then the cop walks in.
And Heineken's like, "Hey, like we didn't kill.
You killed his brother-in-law and his wife, who was pregnant, and
then the credits roll across, and it just says John Wick. They didn't kill his dog though, so you're right. I guess it's still Black Fist.
Black John Wick.
Yes. Perfect.
Jesus Christ. Black Wick.
Yeah, so they Heineken's basically like, "Hey, you blew up the wrong guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Leroy's gonna come after you,
and you better not go outside."
Yep. And so Leroy goes to the funeral, but he stands behind a tree for some reason.
And this is the scene where we see the kid again.
Yes.
And we never see him again.
This is literally the second time we've seen him in the entire movie, and nothing happens.
We never see him again.
Nope.
Over. That's done. New plot begins.
Here's the third act.
We get the revenge movie.
The third and final act, the revenge plot.
This is like the 45-minute mark, and it's just a new movie starts.
Yep. Really, you get 3 movies for the price of 1.
Which is great.
It's awesome.
It's awesome, and we didn't even have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
So...
And, okay, he is... this is where it gets...
Okay, so they threaten... First, they threaten Leroy's friend.
Mm-hmm.
The club owner?
His club, like,
his co-
owner or something, yeah.
They, like, hustle him and tell him to... they hustle him and tell him, like, to have Leroy be careful because they're coming after him.
Yeah.
And then Leroy visits another girl. The girl that we saw when he was trying to call his wife.
No, first we see him, Oh, yeah. Okay. So his side chick.
Yes.
He visits his side chick and he wants to stay there. He needs a place to hide.
Exactly.
A place to hide while he beats the shit out of people.
While he... I think... let me correct you there. Sorry. While he dresses like Humphrey Bogart,
homeless Humphrey
Bogart, with a suit and a hat that looks like he found it in a dumpster,
like a 40s private detective.
Yep. And then he beats the shit out of people and tries to get information about who blew up the car.
And it's beautiful.
Yep. So he tries to hustle people into information, just a bunch of montages of him beating the shit out of people. And then finally he goes into like a club and sees Boom Boom. His name is Boom Boom. And
okay,
like I shit you not, Boom Boom carries around a very small, very, very obvious boombox.
I wanna just emphasize this. Very small. You're not joking.
No, it's very small.
It's so small that I am like stunned.
Yep.
It looks like it looks like a toy, like a gag, like a Halloween toy.
Yeah, he's just carrying it around. It never plays music.
No.
But they call him Boom Boom, get it? Because he has to carry around a boombox.
And it is the same actor who plays Fletch. Now he's playing a flamboyant Latino with a tiny boombox.
Yep.
For some reason, I don't know. You know why? Because this movie is absolutely insane.
Now, for some reason, they go talk in a bathroom.
Oh.
And
talk?
Man.
Okay, number one.
They mumble. Sorry, excuse me.
It is number one, this is an actual bathroom, and it also just looks like the kind of bathroom where you would catch crabs just by sitting on one of the toilets.
It is the echoiest fucking like room I've
it's like
ever
they
heard in a movie.
closed all the doors and just tried filming the scene, and it's just echoing. You can't hear anything.
But like not echoing like you can understand them.
No.
It's like echoing immediately.
You can't understand anything.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. None of the dialogue matters anymore.
You know why? Because he starts proceeding to beat the shit out of Boom Boom.
So he like kicks him a bunch, then he shoves his face in a toilet, then he kicks him some more, and then he slams his face against the wall.
And then Boom Boom says something about like Earl. I guess Earl,
yeah.
He knows a guy named Earl that works on cars.
And then Avon comes in, the assistant to Logan, and asks him, "Did you tell him anything?" And beats the shit out of Boom Boom as well.
Yep.
So
then we get a scene of Leroy at a bar, and he's like trying to like get information out of people, and he sees a girl.
And she's like immediately hitting on him.
Yep, and she says, "Rest your ass."
Yeah, she's like... So first she's like, "Are you looking for Earl?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Come over here. Rest your ass."
Oh my god.
Who the fuck?
Who talks like this?
Was that their idea of like sexy talk?
And then she like starts rubbing her chest and is like, "I don't wear bras."
You like what you see? just like, oh Jesus.
Oh my god. He literally grabs her tit.
Oh, this is my favorite
and
line.
Pulls her to him
because she's not telling him anything.
Yeah.
He keeps asking. She's like, I know what you want. He's like, I want one thing. I want Earl. And she's just like not telling him. So yeah, he grabs her breast, pulls her forward, and says, if you don't tell me where Earl is, I'll squeeze this dried prune off of you.
Oh my god.
I repeat. I'll squeeze this dried prune off of you.
What a threat.
This is the greatest line I've ever heard.
Oh my god. So he finds Earl pretty easily, actually. Very easily.
Oh, how does he find Earl? Earl's in bed with some trick.
I fucking love this.
This is...
He busts into the room.
I swear... Okay, the scene transition is just insane, because, like, she tells him, and immediately it cuts to him, like, jumping. Jumping onto Earl, who's in bed.
I fucking love this scene. He, like, beats the shit out of Earl,
so he
pushes him off the bed, and then...
So he beats the shit out of Earl, pushes him off the bed, and then, like...
Gets off the bed and moves the bed so
he, like, moves the bed on top of him. And then grabs the woman, shoves her in a closet. And apparently, like, she just can't get out of there. And then he goes back, moves the bed again, and grabs Earl, and starts interrogating him.
Yep, and then he figures out Earl is the one that, like, you know, was paid off by,
He set off, he rigged the car bomb.
Right, he rigged it to go off when the ignition was started or something. But he was paid by Logan to do it.
Yeah.
So, Leroy takes Earl to the drive-in. Nice drive-in movie, a special screening.
Special screening.
And then he starts pouring gasoline all in the car.
Keeps pouring gasoline.
And then, like, Earl's, like, freaking out, and he's like, I was just paid to do it.
I was just paid to do it. He just keeps yelling and yelling, but...
And then, finally, Leroy throws the can in, and is about to light the match, and Earl's like, give me a break! Give me a break!
Give me a break!
Give me
Boom!
A break! Give me a break! Boom! Boosh!
I swear, it cuts from him yelling, give me a break, to just Leroy mid-walking away...
Well,
an
explosion
behind
explodes,
him.
Yeah.
But just, give me a break! Give me a break! Boom!
Okay, so then Heineken goes to the club and tells Leroy's friends that he will give up Logan for, like, something else.
Yeah.
And I think he means his life.
Or, no,
or I don't know. The book. Yeah, that's right. The Black Book.
Because he still wants that.
So, then we get a weird scene with Logan and a junkie.
Don't forget. We get the scene where, after that, Heineken's walking away and he runs into Leroy's side chick.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he, like, tries hitting on her and grabs her ass and asks, do you fuck around? She calls him, like, white trash.
He's like, who says that anymore?
He laughs and says, no one says that anymore.
And then walks away.
Was there, like, a brief period in 1974 when, like, white trash went out of style?
Maybe.
Apparently.
So we get a weird-ass scene of, like, Logan laying in bed, like, half naked. And he's like, are you done yet? And, like, a girl, like, frantically looking through
cupboards.
Restroom cupboards. And she's, like, frantically looking and, like,
She walks out, and she's all jittery. And he's like, I hid your stash.
I hid your goodies.
So she's, like, a junkie.
Yeah, and she's, like, trying to get a fix, and then
And she starts, like...
Trying to, like, turn him on.
Yeah.
To get goods.
Get the goodies.
Yep, and then he, like, slaps the shit out of her.
Beats her up.
And then, like...
She walks over. We see Boom Boom.
With his little boombox.
He still has the boombox, but now he also has a broken arm. And he is, like, literally out in the open, like, doing his drug deals. And she walks up to him and is, like, trying to get a fix.
And, like, is leaning on him as, like, she's, like, deterring his business because she needs a fix so bad.
Now, there's one important thing in the scene. There is a sign behind them that says Institute of Oral Love.
Love. Oh my god, yes.
I just want to know, was that a joke? Or was that, like, a real sign?
I don't know, but I would like to know.
If you have ever, at any point in your life, worked at the Institute of Oral Love, please get back to us.
Please. I would love to know that.
If there's somewhere in Los Angeles an Institute of Oral Love, tell us. I want to know.
I'd go to some classes there.
I want to know.
Yeah.
This is important.
So the junkie goes back to Logan and tells him that Boom Boom is, like, I guess informing on him. And she's like, take me back. And he's like, no. And, like, I guess, did they kill her? I can't
They don't show you anything. Because it immediately cuts to them.
Logan taking Boom Boom. He wants to see Boom Boom, and Boom Boom comes with them. I hate sound. Boom Boom, Boom Boom, Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Jesus Christ.
So
they take Boom Boom.
Take Boom Boom to a fucking dump.
Have you ever... Will, tell me.
This is going to go really well for Boom Boom.
Will, has there ever been a scene in a movie where the bad guys, like, take some person to a garbage dump?
Or, like, a wrecking yard?
Has there ever happened?
No.
Whoa.
Pure innovation here.
Holy shit.
I have not seen that, like, 1,000,000 times.
So,
like, I'm sorry, if you take a guy to a dump, you just know he's gonna die. Like, it's
a bad sign.
Thing. A wrecking yard or a dump means you're gonna die.
Means they're gonna kill you. And they take him and they interrogate him and they find out that he has the address.
Boom Boom cracks like a fucking egg.
Immediately.
He's just like, yeah, I've told him.
And he just gives him the information, gives him an address, and then he thinks he's fine, and this fucking weirdly buff dude just lifts him up and carries him over to a bulldozer.
And tosses him under it.
And the bulldozer runs him over.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it for Boom Boom.
He did not have his boombox on him that time, unfortunately.
Nope, he did not. That's why he died.
That is why he died.
Yep, it's true. So then Leroy finds Heineken.
Oh no, Heineken goes to the side chick's apartment.
Oh right, yes.
Starts interrogating her, asking her where the book is. She's not telling him, and he starts beating her up and is like, I guess, attempting to rape her. Because of course, trashy movie. Have to have a fucking attempted rape.
Yep, and then Leroy walks in, beats the shit out of him for a minute.
Says, we're going to go for a ride.
Yep.
And he takes him to... At first, it's just like darkness.
And he opens a door, and it's a meat freezer.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? He hangs him up on one of the hooks. He puts the black book into his pocket. And then he's like, he basically tells him that this place opens at 5 a.m. on Monday. You have the whole weekend to think about what you did.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, I'm going to freeze to death. You can't do this to me. So he just pushes him, walks away.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there. Okay. So, let me just set up this scene, right?
Is there more to set up?
Well, the movie thought so.
Apparently.
Now, we have a guy who's going to spend a weekend in a meat freezer.
Yes.
That is below freezing.
Yes.
Now, you would assume he would freeze to death because that's what people do in
a
meat freezer.
Yes.
Right? So, it stands to reason that we can just all assume that he died.
Yes.
You don't need to show anything showing that he died because we all know he's going to freeze to death because that is the point of this entire scene.
I disagree.
The movie did too.
You know why? Because we are all stupid.
Because it literally cuts to just an image of Heineken covered in ice shards. It's like, we get it. You really didn't need to, like, explain it more. Like, you were crystal clear before, now you just overdid joking. It.
The shot of him frozen is just a still image. And we see it for maybe 2 seconds.
And I was just, like, sitting there like, we got it. Don't worry, we got it.
Apparently not.
No.
We needed that 2-second shot.
Just in case you were wondering what happened to Heineken, considering last we saw him, he was in a fucking meat freezer.
Okay, I just want to go on this tangent right now. So in the credits, it says there is 2 listed directors. There is a main one, and then it says additional sequences filmed by, and then it adds a different name. Now, I want to theorize something with you. Additional sequences filmed by. Do you think that one of the additional sequences was that 2-second shot of him frozen?
I guarantee it.
How stupid is that?
They think, well, as stupid as they think we are.
But it's like, okay, they made the movie, and someone was like, wait, no, we need more.
Well, some dumb fuck was like, they're gonna wonder what happened to Heineken. They're gonna wonder, like, it's like one of the directors was like, so he gets in a meat freezer and he pushes them back, and like the second director was like, they're gonna wonder what happened to Heineken. What happened to Heineken? I don't know.
Whatever. Okay, just get the actor, put some fucking fake bullshit on his face. Just take a picture.
God, thank you for letting me explain how Heineken died.
The audience has to know.
It has to know how Heineken died.
Well, can I just make a comment? Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
They should have shoved him into a beer freezer. Motherfuckers.
That would have been great.
His name's Heineken.
Like green bottles everywhere.
Message.
Beautiful.
But no.
No.
Besides, and if they really wanted to be clever, it should have been like specifically like for pork.
If they really wanted to be clever, they could have just fucking not shown the still image of him.
No, we needed that.
We had to know how he died, okay?
We had to know what happened 3 days later.
What happens when you're left in a meat freezer for 3 days?
I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We needed that additional footage.
That one still, like 30-second still shot. Okay.
30-second?
Oh, it's like a minute.
It's like, no. It's like 2 minutes. It's like 2 seconds.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's 2 seconds of a frozen face.
Oh, and then we get the best acting from Avon ever.
Okay,
this is... God, this is...
I just want to say...
This is like Oscar-worthy performances.
This is when the movie goes weird. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's already weird. Yes, it is. Having said that, this is when it goes truly weird.
I like to call it full tilt.
So, we are in a room now. And we see some guy lounging on a couch.
Reading a newspaper.
And Avon walks up to him and says...
Can you act as bad as he can?
No.
Because I think that's almost impossible.
He starts out saying, like, hello, Mr. Ingo. I took care of,
Logan.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, it's like, okay, I took him out, and I did it in a very sophisticated manner.
I wined him.
I dined
him. And we went to a disco.
And then I killed him. But can I just say that line? I killed him, and I did it in a very sophisticated manner? Who the fuck writes that?
Because Mr. Ingo cares.
Does he?
Ringo, Lingo, Zingo cares, okay?
Ingo Bingo. Wingo Blingo. And
Ingo Bingo Lingo Jingo
Dingo
cares.
His name is Dingo, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's what it should have been.
So
Mr. Dingo, like, looks at me and he's like, You know what, good. Avon? You did good. You're my number one.
You're my number one. He's like, yeah, I'm his number one. I want a drink. And then he's like, go outside of the pool, Avon.
I'm busy.
Okay, I just want to say that our faces were, like, in shock. This has been... Logan was the main bad guy for the whole movie, yes. And they killed him off screen?
This is the last, 7 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
Logan has been the main villain for literally the entire movie.
And they just killed him like that.
And he's a passing thought.
Yes. Why?
Because Dingo stepped in?
Dingo.
The dingo ate his baby?
I don't know. It's...
So then Avon walks out with 2 guys and they follow him. And you're just like, okay.
And then they call... Or Ingo calls Leroy to tell him that they have Logan.
Yes.
And Leroy shows up. He looks at the pool. He sees that Avon is dead. Avon is drowned in the pool. He's at the bottom of the pool.
Now guess who is Dingo's number one now? Now Dingo looks at Leroy and is like, you're my number one street guy. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to try to remember this exact thing that he says to him. He's like, you killed Logan. So you killed Avon. So you killed Boom Boom. So you killed Fletch. So you killed my wife.
So you killed my brother-in-law.
I'm just like, what?
Oh
what God. The hell? Seriously, what the hell?
Now, here's the thing. Ingo didn't kill his wife and...
Yes, he did. Because Ingo knows. Because when he says that, Ingo immediately reaches for his gun.
Oh, yeah. Ingo's smile slowly turns into a frown as he reaches for his gun.
So apparently, Ingo just murdered everybody for no reason.
But why was Logan in it then?
I have no idea.
Ingo just fucking made his way through all the villains.
So they have a struggle, and he apparently shoots Ingo.
In the head. Even though it's totally incoherent, I didn't even see him. And then the movie enters its 5th and final act.
Its final form.
As fucking Leroy just...
Having a goddamn breakdown.
He has a mental breakdown.
We start hearing, conversations that he had previously in the movie.
I don't want to hear it. You can't have...
I'm done with street fighting.
Done with street fighting. Mr. Ingo saying something about you're my number one.
Yeah.
And then, Leroy just walks into a mirror, walks into, a 3-way mirror, and then just looks at himself, and then has a hallucination of himself punching himself.
He keeps punching the mirror.
And then he keeps punching the mirror.
As we hear, random conversations, and we hear him, screaming. Why?
And then, literally, the movie ends as he punches the mirror again, and it shatters, and it looks like his face is cut in two.
Is that supposed to mean something?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, that's the end. That's the credits.
Who ends a movie like that? That's something you do midway through the fucking thing, not at the end of the goddamn movie.
You sure? Sure about that?
What did... Can you explain?
Are they implying that, he...
lost everything? Or...
that now he's just a violent murderer? And he never wanted to be a violent murderer? So that's why his face is, at the end, it's the glass cut in half? Is that what they're going for?
Maybe?
Okay, but...
I got it. He becomes Bogard at the end of the movie.
Oh, right.
He shatters and becomes the violent murderer Bogard.
Fuck you.
Next movie, Bogard.
Shut the fuck up.
Bogard
no.
Rampage.
No.
Black Fist 2, Bogard's Revenge.
No. Black Fist 2, Fist Harder.
Black Fist Harder.
Okay. This is dumb.
This
is fucking dumb.
So dumb.
His scheme, Ingo's scheme, if you take even a second to think about it, makes no goddamn sense.
No, he just kills people. For no reason. For literally no reason. The only one that made sense was killing, trying to kill Leroy.
Yeah.
That's the only one that makes sense.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if, because Logan owed him money. But, it's just... You watch this movie, you want to see Mr. Blackfist kill Logan. Not Ingo. We don't even see him die.
Why add that in the last 7 minutes of the movie? You had an hour and a half to set up Ingo, and yet you chose the last 5 minutes to set him up?
You know why? Because this movie doesn't care about your stupid normie expectations.
Clearly not, because it's
That's why
5-6 movies in one.
That's why it shapeshifts.
Yes.
Into different movies. Now, in hindsight, I do think it was more entertaining that it literally shapeshifts into 5 different movies. Because if it was just a street fighting movie, I think it probably would have gotten old.
I think the street fighting is the lamest part of this movie.
That's the funniest part is it gets better once the revenge plot kicks in.
Yeah.
Because then it just stops caring about being normal.
I mean, I could do without the fucking mental breakdown at the end.
You sure?
I still don't understand it, so...
Oh, I love it. You know why I love it? Because it's just so dumb that someone even thought about putting that at the end of your blaxploitation movie. The fact that someone thought that was a good scene to end your blaxploitation movie.
You know what it is, Alex? It's about as dumb as showing that the cop froze in the freezer.
That too. It's all dumb. I don't know. It's just so childish.
Oh yeah.
It's so simple.
It's like their first attempt at making a movie.
Yeah. Everyone it's so childish. Everyone except the main character just has one name. It's one dumb name. Heineken,
yeah.
Logan.
And then we literally have a guy that plays 2 characters.
Yeah. For what purpose?
None.
And
probably because they couldn't find another actor.
He just beats the shit out of people, and that somehow gives them information? Or the cop just happens to have literally every fucked up thing he did written on a tiny notepad?
Convenient.
Childish.
So is that your final thoughts? Childish and dumb?
Yeah.
That would be mine too.
Now, here's the rub though.
There's more?
I highly recommend this movie.
I would... Okay, so I agree, because I think you should watch it. Prepare, alcoholic beverages.
Mm-hmm.
Get lots of friends. And watch this movie and just enjoy it, because it changes so much. And it's so bad that it's it's one of those movies where it's so bad it's kind of enjoyable.
And it has a thing where it gets more amusing as it keeps going.
Oh yeah.
So it's just you're rewarded for sticking through it. And this isn't just my this isn't my love of blaxploitation speaking, because we've seen Blackenstein, which is irredeemable garbage. This is more like it, even though again it's baby's first blaxploitation.
Still didn't hit the mark, but
oh no,
it did.
I would, if you compared this to any other blaxploitation movie I've seen, this is shit.
But it's beautiful shit. It's like a polished turd.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I will say the main actor's not bad.
No, he's not.
The guy who plays the cop isn't bad either.
The woman isn't bad either.
The worst is Avon.
The worst is Avon and Mr. Ingo.
Oh, Mr. Ingo's great.
Worst. They're the worst actors in this movie.
Mr. Ingo's so good that he only says 2 things in the movie.
He's so good that they only showed him in the last 5 minutes of the film.
One of his only lines was "Hit Fleischer."
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if that was him saying it.
Probably not.
They might have dubbed it in.
Because we didn't see him talking.
No. Was that also additional footage?
Probably.
Amazing.
I'm just glad we know what happened to Heineken. I'm glad. I'm glad they showed like how he died.
Can I just say, like, okay?
I still can't get over that.
Can I just say, okay, movie. So you have to show us how Heineken dies. You have to show us that he's frozen. Why the fuck couldn't you show us how Logan died? Think about that.
He's a passing thought. Even though he's the main antagonist through, like, 90% of the film.
Like,
not even 90, like 95% of the film.
Yeah.
Like, the last 7 minutes,
we couldn't see...
He's just a passing thought, but they had to show
how
Heineken died.
Heineken frozen. But you don't need to see Logan.
No. Why would we want to see Logan when we can see how Heineken died in a freezer?
We didn't even know what happened to Fletch. Why was he dead?
I don't know.
Like, did he shoot him? Did someone what?
They never explain it. We just know at the end that he blames Ingo for
But
Fletch.
that doesn't matter. Because we know what happened to Heineken.
I'm so glad.
You know what that is? That's peak Bogard.
Yes. That is the most Bogard.
That's a Bogard thing to do.
Yes.
You know? This movie's a real fucking Bogard.
If you want to watch Black Fist, a.k.a. Bogard, you can catch it on Amazon Prime if you have a membership.
The audio quality is shit. The video quality is shit.
It's terrible.
But trust me.
It's worth a watch.
Hang in there.
Get some friends and watch this movie. Drink a lot of beer because you're going to need it because it's fucking ridiculous.
And I hope you're not... I hope you can handle a lot of racial slurs because this movie tosses them around like it's fucking candy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's another thing. Like other blaxploitation movies have racial slurs, but this thing just...
This just one went like, oh yeah, we're just going to have all...
Oh, baby. They wanted to top all of it.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's Black Fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back.
We back, boy.
I think we'll be back for a while now.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank God. Sorry we've been so, like, weird
No.
lately.
Sorry, we're back.
I'm not. We gotta... This is a service to people, okay?
Look, it is, because without this, I never would have watched Black Fist, so...
We never would have seen this movie. Or, we never would have seen police women. Sorry, women. Excuse me, women. I'm sorry. I got confused because there's only one woman in it!
No, there's many women.
There's one police woman.
Yeah, no. The other agent.
Oh, my bad.
I know, Will.
You
might be confused because internal... What the fuck was she?
Internal Affairs or something?
Yeah.
Or FBI, or I can't remember.
Yeah, I know that those aren't really called police women, Will.
No.
That might be why you're confused, but
yeah.
you know.
But we never would have seen that movie. So I'm glad we're back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we're making regular episodes again. Because I'm ready to get back into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, this has been Will.
And this has been Bogard.
And they mostly come out at Bogard. We will talk to you all later.
Bye.